I'd like to see a demonstration of how Holochain is relevant given the current crisis. And it's something we've talked about a fair bit internally, and one of the major decisions for us was to focus on building and not to talk about the possibilities so much, but actually just to build and get to release and then see what happens in terms of the current crisis, which we expect to still be ongoing as we're building. So, but Art, from all of your experiences and various adventures and currency designs, can you give us some ideas of how you think it might be relevant?
Definitely. I mean, having infrastructure that is resilient to failures of all kinds of unknown types. I mean, right now we're seeing obviously economic uncertainty and all that kind of stuff. If a centralized company goes away and your stuff was hosted with them, or if there's, I mean, there's a lot of bumps in the road that these kinds of crises can bring about. And so having something that can actually be peer hosted, and ideally, I mean, we haven't unfortunately made it to this stage yet, but you know, I also like to get to the stage where even the internet and reliance on internet protocols is optional. Holochain is transport protocol agnostic. For us, TCP/IP is just one transport layer. We could transport over local area networks or over Bluetooth, or you know, anything that you have the ability to have another node connect with you on, we can connect. And so really looking forward to the time that we also have mesh networks and things that can help people withstand internet infrastructure outages and those kinds of things as well. But for a time like we're seeing right now with COVID-19, not just talking about kind of disaster side of that, but also just the mutual support side of this. And we're seeing, I think, a nice emergence of kind of mutual aid networks that have been in existence but are now sort of moving forward to help meet some other people's needs, while some of the existing infrastructure that we rely on, economic infrastructure and supply chains that we rely on, are getting less reliable. Those kinds of things, local resource sharing, mutual aid networks, being able to communicate and coordinate, is exactly where I would love to see Holochain meeting people's needs. And I wish that, you know, we had the whole hosting network live with hundreds of apps that were already doing this on it. And unfortunately, that's not the stage we're at. So as David was saying, we're just trying to keep getting the next milestone out so that we can meet the needs whenever we get those things out the door.
I think there's one other place that's really important, and this is actually something that we're all experiencing as a problem in the wake of, and it's not just the COVID-19 issues, because we've been seeing this happen on the internet now for a long time. But when it comes to one of the things that I in particular think is exciting about Holochain is the way identity can work here in different ways, and how you can have more of that source identification coming through from who really is the author of something when you start building up applications and solutions that are integrated at the level of agents and their direct identity. You know where the information's coming from. And right now we're all struggling with understanding like who really is the owner of or author of a lot of misinformation that's going on out there. So that's another area that I think we could be contributing to. And as Arthur pointed out, we're not quite there.